Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another episode of Comic Book Origins, where we take a look at the very first comic book appearance of any superhero, villain, team, or even character. In this case, we're looking at Red Sonja, obviously created by Robert E. Howard. However, for comic book purposes, she was brought in by Barry Windsor Smith and Roy Thomas in 1973. Funny thing, though, she's been handed back and forth to a lot of different companies, along with Conan, of course. Dynamite Entertainment, as a matter of fact, killed her off and then replaced her with a reincarnation version. I'm thinking, wait a second, you actually clone saga'd Red Sonja at one point in time? Thankfully, Gail Simone kind of changed that version. They gave it to Amy Chu, however, and the series just went off the freaking rails, in my opinion. I love Amy Chu's version of Red Sonja and recommend you check that out. However, that's not what we're looking at today. We're going to check out Red Sonja's very first appearance in Conan the Barbarian, number 23. As usual, we start off by looking at the cover of the issue. Obviously, Red Sonja's not around. It's Conan's book. I understand you have the bad guy. Perhaps you found those dogs an easy prey, Cimmerian. But now you are cornered, trapped by the Vulture. Vulture my ass. He looks like a sad extra from Aladdin and Arabian Nights with Wizard of Oz flying monkey wings. So we open up on a pretty decent splash page. Conan, you see the city behind him. He's yelling, "I will get in to see your king." But you see dead guards along the way. Like, yeah, no, you're not. I'm on the side of, I guess, what we're going to consider the bad guys here. Just because if you're murdering people on the way to see the king and my whole job is to protect the king, you're not getting by, bro. So Conan finds the leader of the guard and he's like, "I have a message." But the dude's like, "Dude, no, you're not getting in." He's like, I by Ishtar, I knew I should have ridden west instead of coming here. And if I'd not made a vow to Inatum in exchange for my freedom. And then the leader of the guard says, "Inatum? Then you've come from Makalit?" "So I've been trying to say." "No, you killed people, you dumbass." Walking up and saying, "Hey, look, I've got a message from the king's daughter from this place that you know," would have been so much more helpful and so much more, I don't know, conducive to what you're trying to do. But I know, you're sitting there, you're saying, "Englentine, what part of Barbarian are you not getting here?" So Conan finally gets in to meet their king, and after pleasantries, he gives the message. I bring a message from Inatum, king of besieged Makalet, and husband to your firstborn daughter. He bid your honor the treaty signed on their wedding day 2 years ago, and come to his aid against Yezdigerd, prince of Agrapur, across the inland sea, lest all the east be consumed by the tortures of Turan. Those are his words, more or less. Well, are you really a barbarian? The king asks. And the woman he's with looks at him and says, "He needs a barber, at least." Tee-hee? That much is certain. Okay, so I added the tee-hee, but come on, you heard it. Just by looking, you can hear it. So the king promises his armies, as the treaty stated, and offers a little bit of gold to Conan, and after that, Conan turns around, walks away. The king's a little bit offended. Wait a second, he wanted him to stay and tell tales. And so the guard chases after Conan, and he's like, "Dude, sheath your tongue or unsheath your sword." And Conan rides off. It starts to rain. He's like, "You know what, I'm not going back to that one thing. I'm going to go south. Let's see what's in the south." And we cut to a prince while he's sleeping. He's awakened by a voice. He's like, "Who?" "Even Yezdigerd, ruthless heir apparent to the throne of Turan, can scarcely repress a shudder at the dimly illuminated form which now stands before him. For this is Mikal Aglu, whose name is a quivering watchword of horror on both sides of the storm. Cursed Vilet. Let me try that again. For this is Mikal Aglu, whose name is a quivering watchword of horror on both sides of the storm. Cursed Vilet Sea. Mikal Aglu, most noted slayer in a nation of slayers. Mikal Aglu, called the Vulture. Bum, bum, bum. I am here, my prince. Not even the fierce tempests of the inland sea could keep me long from your side. Better to have you at my side, old friend, than at my back. Cold words, sire, for one who serves you so well. Have I not brought fresh supplies, yea, even luxuries to your meager war camp? You'll see them on the morrow. Yet I sense you've a new task in store for Mikel Oglu, who is your scimitar tip. You are wise beyond the state of your birth, my friend. Know you how I gained this scar? Okay, so I am fighting the urge to play that little clip of the Joker. Wonder how I got these scars. And so the prince tells him, well, it was Conan that gave me the scars, and I'd like you to kill him. And the vulture says, hey, I can find him with this all-seeing eye. And he goes, look, I understand. Usually I don't like magic. I use steel. But this time around I'm going to do it. And the prince says, all I know is you bring me his head, I'm going to give you 3 times its weight in gold. And the dude says, yay, all right, you know what? If I don't bring you his head, I give him permission to send you mine. And he's like, dude, Conan's going to take you up on that offer. And then just to prove it, he gets this random guard and the prince is like, hey, draw your sword on this man. The dude's like, that's the vulture. He's the best swordsman around town. Why do I have to die today? And the prince says, do it. And so he draws his sword, and basically the vulture dude just beats the teetotal hell out of him, but doesn't kill him. Got to give it that much to him. There is a sense of honor. And so it's like, hey, you did it. But the guy was I don't get why they were celebrating, because even the guard was like, you're going to kick my ass. But there you go. So we cut to Conan, who we learn has been in this one village for 3 days, spending all of his money on wine and women. South of the much-beleaguered Makalet, near the Zaporoska River, a tiny village lies sleeping, and within a mud-caked hut, a figure snores peacefully, an empty wine flagon by his side. And a woman comes in yelling, hey, you gotta get up, you gotta go. Come outside and see the whole countryside is aflame. So Conan runs out. Mitra, take me, you spoke the truth. Men say it's Turanians, some of those who've besieged Makalet. But why so far south? No way to know, girl. This place could have nothing that Yezdegerd would want, unless he recalls the scar I gave him and he wants me. Well, if that's the case, we'll slip like mice from between the devil's fingers. Come, woman, my horse will carry us both. But the lady's concerned about the people of her village, and Conan's like, hey, you know what? They've drunk the ale, the women have been kind, but the horse won't hold everybody, so we gotta go. And the woman's like, no, you go. I will stay and die with my people. Martyr's gonna martyr. But Conan warns her and says, nah, they're gonna sell you into some sort of sexual slavery, and they try to escape. Conan's horse gets scared off when finally a guardsman yells, there's the one we seek, at him, dogs, 500 aspers to the man who brings me his head. The girl gets an arrow through the heart and goes limp in Conan's arms as he looks out the window, stamping forever on his barbarian memory the face and form of Mikel Oglu, the vulture. Then an unbroken wave of mounted archers rises suddenly up between them, and as a bear gives way before the onset of the hunters, he turns and flees as arrows fly through the windows, out the now unguarded rear of the hut, where a dark centaur form looms for a moment in the fire-shot darkness. Conan throws himself against a horse, throwing the rider, only to become again but horse and rider. Whoa, nag, I've greater need of you by far than this Turanian dog. Now, easy boy, we're riding out of this hell. And since the north seems the only way open to us, northward it is. That does not stop the vulture from seeing him. After him, accursed of Erlich, we'll hound that black-maned scum till his horse drops, or till we herd him to the gates of many-towered Makalet itself. Makalet, Conan, who's hoped never to lay eyes on it again. But now, days later, with 100 swords at his back, it looks decidedly sweeter to him. And will look far sweeter if he lives long enough to enter it. We see Conan riding fast, but the guards are down on them, for his horse is tired, while fresh men and mounts now give pursuits from a Turanian camp. Faster, you worthless nag! Faster, faster! And his horse falls dead. Yezdegerd's riders are hard upon Conan now, and the gates of Makalet seem not unlike the portals of fabled heaven itself. We actually see a look of fear in Conan's eyes, gates which suddenly open before him to spew forth broad-bladed death. Ho, dogs, brothers, let's show the gutless pigs how the warriors of Pa-Dashan can fight. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the very first comic book appearance of Red Sonja. By Tarim, we'll give the devil scarlet wine to drink this dawn, or my name's not Red Sonja. Okay, two things of note. I'm kind of surprised, and I know it's only 3 panels, and I'm not very familiar with the origins and first appearances of Red Sonja. But 1, she's not wearing the bikini that's so iconic to her, and 2, she's commanding soldiers, and I always saw her as kind of a loner, so I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Then, on the instant, a second wall rears itself twixt stunned Cimmerian and the troops of Turan, a wall of gaudily clad archers out of the east, and in the forefront a red-haired she-devil more beautiful than the flames of hell. A girl whose savage cutting and slashing stirs Conan's blood beyond all reason. This way, man! Lose that hand or lose it. Loose that hand or lose it. Let me read that again. No one fights all my battles for me. Least of all a wench who should be tending a hearth somewhere. Still, there are unspoken bonds forged in blazing heat of combat, and soon, even as the Turanians retreat, so does Conan's anger. Ha! Look at all the yellow dogs run! Not all of them, girl. Crom, but this was thirsty work. What was that name again, woman? They call me Red Sonja. They that speak of me at all. Sonja. That, I guess, is there just in case people are still calling her Red Sonja. That, it fits. Turan will not soon forget the warriors of Padishah. So Conan thanks Sonja, saying, hey, you know, if it wasn't for you and your archers, my head would be laying at the wall and I'd be dead. And she says, don't thank me, thank Satan, I serve my king. For all I care, you could have been dead out there with your head cut off. And then we see that the vulture has a man shoot a message into the hands of someone inside the castle. So, okay, we have a spy. Later, Conan finds himself staring at Sonja. His exact thoughts are that she is all men's delight and no man's love, but then decides to walk off and just finish his ale. And while he's there, the dog starts yipping at him again. By the way, there was a dog yipping at him before. He kicks him out of the way when he hears Conan. It's Melisandre who speaks, girlish queen of this sore-beset city. I am glad you came back to us. The words are sweet, but then they always were so, and never sweeter than when she gave him the rune-graven armlet, which called down high doom upon his head. One dares not raise a bloodied sword against a queen, even a treacherous one, but some day, perhaps far sooner than one thinks. And then Melisandre is told to step in because the wind is from the north and she may catch her death. And so we find out that the walls are being attacked by the Turanians, and we discover it was all just a diversion to get Conan to go down this one alley so they can knock him out and capture him. So Conan awakes to find himself tied up. He sees 2 guys staring over a map saying that Mikhail Oglu will reward us greatly for netting this fish. Rupan? Father, the mercenary dog is awake. Much good may it do him with Mikhail Oglu eager for his head. He's not safe in the marbled arms of Makalet now, but east of the city in a watch station which both sides think long since abandoned, and where one guard is all we need to keep us safe from detection. Your message, sire, it's bound to my shaft as you ordered. Then fired into the thicket yonder, as on the night we warned Yezdegard what certain wharf would be unguarded. Yes, barbarian, we are the spies which the Turanians have in Makalet, nor do I mind telling you all of this. For no one can help you out here. Father, that sound! Oh, barbarian! Where the devil are you? Even as he works his gag loose, Conan recognizes the strident voice and responds in kind, In here! Hurry, but take care. And that's when Red Sonja bursts through the door. Don't seek to give Red Sonja advice, you Northland savage. Not when it's you who are trussed up like swine all set for feast day. So, even a traitor's dog can have pups, I see. Red-haired witch, you shouldn't have interfered in matters which don't concern you. I must be growing deaf, boy. I didn't hear myself give you leave to speak. Watch it, girl. The old dog, too, has fangs. I'll say it once more, Cimmerian. Don't tell me what to do. Your words are sharp, woman. Luckily, so is your dagger. Now, since you seem to be having time enough just keeping Narampir busy, I'm toying with him merely. A girl's got to have her sport, doesn't she? All the same, and Conan notices a guy trying to sneak up on Sonja. Now what are you gaping at, Conan? Nothing, Sonja. And before Red Sonja could kill the man sneaking up, Conan knocks him out, saying that he needs him alive. When Red Sonja asks why, he says, "Let me tell you a story about a man who values my head more than I do." Not long afterward, a trio of brightly garbed riders approached the lonely out tower, slowly and with muffled hoofbeats, as soft and gentle as falling rain. "Stay, brothers, I'll savor this hard-won triumph alone." So the vulture walks in, and we see that Red Sonja is whipping the two other soldiers together. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking today, man. Then she slams the door behind the vulture as he steps into the room. "Hey, who slammed the door? Fuck a donkey." And she slams the door shut behind the vulture as he steps in. "Hey, who slammed the door shut from without?" "Doesn't matter." The vulture turns and sees Conan ready for battle. And now Mikhail Oglu, "I believe there was something about my head." "Ha! You overreached yourself this time, barbarian. I am the finest bladesman in all of Tehran. But we're not in Tehran now, Mikhail Oglu, and I was born in Samaria, a land of darkness and deep night." So Conan destroys the light, gives him an edge. Smart thinking. Epilogue. Few men notice when evening falls again on the pavilions of the Turanian camp, for the golden splendor of Prince Yezdigerd makes the night scarcely less glorious than the day. And we see Yezdigerd and his manservant talking about all the cool trinkets around him, but there is one more trinket that he is yet to be delivered to him, and he's looking forward to it when all of a sudden some people come towards. He carries word, no doubt, from those within the city who are our friends. "Let him draw near them. Don't stop dancing, wench," says Yezdigerd. "Ho, fellow, who are you? And why have you ventured into the war camp of Yezdigerd?" "My name is Rupin, Great One." "Rupin, the son of Narampir, who is loyal to..." Fuck a donkey. "Rupin, the son of Narampir, who is your loyal servitor. He and 2 others bade me give this bright and brimful chest to you, and to tell you that it contains a gift. And you look as if you've braved hell itself to deliver it. Very well, let us see what gaudy trinket..." The prince stares inside in horror. Suddenly all mood of pomp and triumph is gone, and with a strangled cry, his face purple with rage, his glory turned all at once to tinsel and dust, Yezdigerd lurches unsteadily to his feet, even as the pungent scents of herbs and preservative spices fill the air. For the shadow of the vulture shall never fall again upon the taunting walls of Makalet, and all the somber war camp out of Tehran recalls the much-touted, oft-quoted words of Mikhail Oglu concerning a certain black-maned barbarian. "If I bring you not his head, I give him leave to send you mine." And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the very first comic book appearance of Red Sonja. Once again, it's not her book, therefore she's not the main character. However, she was a powerful presence in it, even saving Conan the Barbarian. So what about the book itself? What did you think? I thought it was pretty good. There's a couple of spots where I kind of had to giggle a little bit, make a little fun of it, but overall it was a strong story. I was surprised. I never thought I would see a look of fear in Conan's eyes, but I liked it because, he's kind of a thief barbarian, yes, he can fight, but not, I don't know. It just, to me, it fits the character so much more to not only have him be a great fighter and a warrior, but also, I don't know, a little shiftless in some places. And he comes off that way as that one small town is being attacked. To me, it makes the book so much better. As far as Red Sonja is concerned, I think she's a very strong yet small presence in the book. And as far as first appearances serve, I think it was done pretty well. She, like I said, is the real hero of the story, coming to save Conan's life, when really they should have just lopped off his head and sent it to the prince. But what you gonna do? Either way, I kind of like this book. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you haven't done it already. And if you do like the video, click on one of the ones that are popping up right around here right now. And if you do like the video content, go on over to Patreon, to Ko-Fi, or even over to Members Only. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. help us keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.